Hey everyone, this is Wild Gal. I'm glad to see you all again. First of all, I'd like to thank God for all my inspiration, and I would like to thank everybody that has subscribed and viewed and reviewed. Thanks for that, it's great. Sorry if I'm winded. I tried to make this video before, but it didn't record, I didn't do it right, so I'm winded here. Okay, so what I want to talk to you all today is about, sorry, my leg's shaking. That's a tick, Tourette's, which is something I will talk about in this video. Well, the thing I want to talk to you all about is interests and relationships. Not the romantic type. We're going to go with just friendships for now. So, autism and interest. Interests are a big part of our lives. We are obsessed with our interests. They are super important to us, and it's hard for us not to get addicted to them. Like for me, it was reading and animals. So, yeah, I was basically living in the library when I was in high school. Every morning, I'd go check out a book, and yeah. And the weekends, I would need a really big book to keep me busy, or a few. Yeah, that was pretty fun, or at least, or I would go to Barnes and Nobles and need to stock up on books. Now, it and it really helped me learn and widen my view and perspective. Now, as y'all may guess, sometimes the kids who are geeky get teased. Well, yeah, along with having Asperger's, that can get you teased too, unfortunately. But at least it got me good grades. That was a plus. Now, when it comes to our interest, I want you who are parents to utilize that as a way to help your kids. Now, if your kids learn to take in their interest and find a way to use it as an outlet as well. You see, when I was younger, I was pretty energetic. Not athletic, but energetic. But as I got older, I stopped learning to play with. I stopped playing with my toys around 11 or 12. Yeah, 12. And even though I still love plushies, I got a bunch of them. But I don't play with them, I just hug them. Anyway, because I discovered daydreaming. And daydreaming led to me having bursts of energy where I just like exploded and ran. But the way to maintain that was either with exercise or writing. Yeah, that's right. Writing was an outlet for me. It helped me create a way to get rid of that excess creativity. And the knowledge was so much that I had in my head that it helped me so much. Now, sometimes it's not always going to be able to just create a big story. For me, it was actually finding a place that I wanted to find reading material for. When I found out about fan fiction, where I could read about all the stuff I loved. My favorite shows and stuff like that, like Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z, all that stuff. So, I got into that, and when I found out I could make my own account and write my own stories, I was hooked. It's so much fun. And it was a way for me to get out the excess energy I had. It was perfect. And it was something that was just for me. So, what else do we want to put on here? Well, for now, we're going to go on to so find something for your kids to let their outlet out. It can be painting, which is really fun. Trust me, it's so soothing. Then there's music. A musical interest might be musical interesting might be interesting for somebody. I can do it because I have no idea how to read music sheet. Never could. And then, well, there's a lot of stuff. If like your kid loves math, you can always try to find harder math problems for them on the internet. Or if your kid loves nature, take them to the park as much as possible or the zoo. Something where they can see animals, explore, and explain. Now, this is where it's going to get tough. Your kid is going to want to explain what they know and get excited and talk about it. That's the thing about people with Asperger's. We love to talk about what we love, and it's hard not to. So, what do? Get into the same stuff as your kid. Find interest, find common things, because that's going to be hard for them to do at times. Because other kids are not going to really want to be with them at times, and there's going to be kids that only are with them for pity, which is going to affect the way they see relationships. And having family members that know about what you love and also like it is amazing. Like my dad, when I was 5 years old, he sat me and my brothers down on the couch and showed us Star Wars. I was hooked by then, and we were like, and this was something we could always talk about with him. Like he doesn't know as much as we do, so me and my siblings end up talking about it. Well, me and my brothers, because my sister's not into it, but my brothers loved it. And after they went through their weird stage, when they were bullying and stuff, but they got over that and grew up and matured, they ended up having a lot of interest in that, and so did I. We all got interested in a lot of the same stuff, like anime, mangas, and things like that. So it was a great way for us to talk to each other and have fun. And it's great when you have somebody who understands you and wants to do the same stuff as you. And that's perfect. Like with my dad, me and him, like, love to sit down and watch The Mandalorian, and I love explaining stuff to him about the Star Wars universe if he doesn't know, because he doesn't know as much as we do, like I said. Or like with my mom, it was kind of hard finding things to find common with her, even though at times she would be proud of how smart I am and love to see how happy I was when I explained things. It was hard because I wanted her to understand what I was saying. So when I started learning about fashion design and liking that, me and her had something in common to talk about, which is good. Having something that you like and something to talk about is something we really appreciate, something that we love to do, and we feel connected with people that way. Because we're always going to feel like we're from a galaxy far, far away, pun intended. And that's just how we are. That's why we always connect to the characters in the story that always seem to be different, like the robot or the alien. Those are the things we seem to connect with. At least I did. Sorry, tick, like I said. Now, Tourette's is something that we all end up having, and it's really hard for us to control. It's not something that's easy. So, like one time I was shaking my leg at church, right, in this little church group thing that we had, and somebody yelled at me to stop it. And I had to explain to her that I had Tourette's. It wasn't trying to be rude. Well, your kids will have to face other people like that. And it's hard because in class, you're sitting there trying to concentrate and you need to let the energy out because it helps. And not only that, when you're letting the energy out, it helps you think. It's a motivator to think. And for me, it was. And it helped me get everything I needed done, especially because I've tried other things like, well, that was to keep me from doing some other stuff. But still, that just distracted me. It didn't help me with what I needed. Anyway, on to relationships. That is so difficult. Now, with your kids, it's important that they have friends to be with, but never force them on to them. Like, you know how you're a kid, your parents are best friends with somebody and they want you to be friends with their kid, but their kid is horrible. Well, not horrible, but they're like, they just bully you and you just don't want to hang out with them. Yeah, that was one of my circumstances. And then there's another time my sister tried to introduce me to somebody, but they were wearing something that I saw as demonic, so I was very anxious the whole time. Yeah, religion really messed me up. And that's something we'll talk about another time. By the way, religion is you should not be going for religion. You're supposed to be looking for a way to have a relationship with God. Trust me, that's very important for somebody with a mental disability to learn. Now, when it comes to the relationships, you have to check your friends, not your friends, but your children's friends and your own friends if you have disabilities. Like, are they really bringing anything to the table? I mean, yes, you're lonely, you want companionship, you want someone there, but are they good for you? Like, I once was in a very toxic friendship, And even though we liked a lot of the same things, she was completely toxic, always insulting me in one way or another, questioning what I did or why I did it. I have a lot of issues, okay? And she did not need to be questioning all the time. Respect people. That is something we need to remember. Respect, okay? And it's hard for us to give respect as well. I understand. I once went into this thing where bunch of us with autism met together, but it's hard for us to find the right boundaries because we're all so different with our autism. We have so many different levels. It's hard to understand each other. Like, I would say I wanted to do this quiz with them about if you could be this animal, right? But they had these, some people would choose these mythical animals that weren't animals to me. They were more like trees, but they were animals to them, and I didn't want to be rude, but I also was like, it's difficult. And then there was other people that I tried to talk with, but they got too stressed with me. Sensory overload for them. And then another person who I wanted to read their comic, but something about it made me anxious, and I didn't want to read it. So, and he got up and he was like, "Why are you not wanting to read it? There's nothing wrong with it." But I was wrong for me. The thing is, it's hard for us to understand why somebody is upset about something. But that comes with time and age, I guess. Like, I have this great friend now who I write with, and we've learned to put up barriers of respect, like what we can write, what we can't write, what we want to put that's important for us, and what we like and what we say we like to watch and when we say we don't like to watch, and we don't bring it up. And we just, that's just how we are. And we have a great relationship. There are some things, of course, that we have to agree on that, you know, but other than that, you find you respect the balance, you don't be judgmental, and you try your best to just be you, and but still being respectful to who they are without being insulting at all. That's what you need to learn to do. We need to be able to respect each other. Now, what happened to the toxic friend? Unfortunately, I finally decided to kick her out of my life when she said that she feels that she needed to lower her intelligence when she was around me. I told her, "I'm hanging up right now before I say something I'll regret." Yeah, after that I had no more contact with her, even though she tried to contact me, but no way. No. She kept insulting me in every form she could, even when we were just writing together, and it was like, bye bye. But I did find somebody else to write with, like I told you, and she's amazing. And I'm just so thankful to God that I have somebody like that. I used to have a best friend, though. Someone that I met when I was 13, and we were basically stuck to the hip. Seriously, we were like sisters to each other. We were like inseparable. I was the excitable, rambunctious one. She was the shy, sweet one. And, but people change and develop over time. And even though we were friends for like about 7 years, well, life changes. People change. And we started having different views on what was good, what was bad, and also about what we could do. Now, this came about, our separation came about because we wanted to go on a site that has a lot of drawing and writing material, DeviantArt. It has a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff was like, my mom thought I was too young, even at 20, to be looking through that kind of site, even though I've already been through that site a lot. But my friend got upset about not being able to do what she wanted and felt disrespected. But I was like, it's my house, she's my mom, we should be respectful. And it's like, she just left and never talked to me again after I told her we should apologize to her. But even though the overprotectiveness wasn't necessary in certain areas, it did help to separate me from a person that I no longer had similar interests with, and that I couldn't be around anymore, because in a way she was already pushing me away from her life because she didn't want to be with someone different. And, well, that's okay. Life goes on. And it was a lonely existence, sadly. That's when I met the toxic friend, and that's when it pushed it out. Then I also met this guy, which I'll talk about those kind of relationships another time. But relationships affect us very harshly. That's why we need our family. That's why we need people that are similar minded to us and that can understand us. It's important for us to have someone we can connect with. That's what we need. So I'm glad you all came back to watch, and I hope you enjoyed this. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.